Good morning, ladies. I hope everybody is doing well. I've been uh, inspired to take action for myself and make this video today. Anyways, don't mind my hair. I was kind of out taking some time and tried to do a little fishing in between my work. But I've been really called to make this video for I have a 3-day challenge that's coming up. I was actually going to start it today and have it going for the next 3 days, but I figured I would give myself a little bit more time to get everything that I wanted together for this 3-day challenge. It's a reset challenge. There's so much that I want to put into these 3 days that I'm having a very I don't want to say difficult, but difficult time figuring out where I'm going to put everything, how I'm going to do it. But it's getting there. So I want you to know that this reset challenge is all about resetting who we are. It's about coming to an understanding, being aware of the woman, the person, the child, the girl that you have always dreamed to be, but you have suppressed yourself for so long because you've lived, maybe you've been married or have spouses or have children or have parents that you need to take care of, but there's always been something that you've had to do that has been for everybody else but yourself. And I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure that if you're here, there's been something that's been knocking on your head saying, okay, we need to deal with this. Something needs to happen. Sorry, I realize that my laptop's kind of in the way, but there's something, there's something in the air. There's something brewing saying that there's more to life than where I am right now. There's more to life than what I have already experienced. All of the experiences that we've had throughout our life has brought us to where we are now. And for some, like I know myself right now, I'm an empty nester. My mom, like my little robins flew to coop, and I'm so proud of them, and it makes, I have raised them for this. This is what I have tried to prepare. Now I will say honestly, as a mom and going through a spiritual awakening of my own and really stepping into who I am has really shown me honestly where I fucked up on some of the things that I said to my children, or that I've done to my children, or that I've allowed them to experience. But the best part of that is that I became aware, and now I speak to them about it. And I have apologized for some of the things. I will say also, I've made excuses for people, but they are so like on point. They get it. They understand. Like I know that they're going through their own things and they're going to experience their own whatever's going on. But anyways, that's not what this is about. This is about starting life after your babies have flown the coop, or after you've maybe left a relationship, or maybe you're sitting in a spot right now where you're not happy. You're just not happy. Like there's something more. There's something that is so prominent to you, but you just don't know how to, like, what you want to do, but you don't know how to get there because you're afraid to set the boundaries. You're afraid to take the step. But this 3-day challenge is going to really open you up to see that it's okay. And when you step over that boundary, when you step over that block, first you're going to have to become aware. Okay. So we've become accustomed to people pleasing. We've become accustomed to being available whenever somebody wants us, and it doesn't matter. And even if we're saying to ourselves, like, we don't want to do this, but we turn around and we do it anyways, we are like putting ourselves on the back burner, and we're burning ourselves out, and we're not allowing ourselves to go after what it is that we want, and we're suppressing what we want. There's so much that goes on with like just from saying no, or doing something like you don't want to do. But the one thing I do have to say is that when you set boundaries and you say no because you don't feel like it or you don't want to, ooh, I got some pretty crazy hair. Well, that's from the wind, but anyways, it's hard because you feel almost guilty and you feel like you're supposed to because this is your loved one or this is your child or this is your boss, but you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. And I'm sure, I know that you've heard this a million times, but when you honor yourself, when you honor who you are, it feels so enlightening. Like honestly, you feel kind of like, whew, that kind of felt good to say no. That kind of felt good to be like standing up for myself. This part of people pleasing, this part of hiding, this part of suppressing, it's honestly, for myself, it's a thing of the freaking past. Like, I am learning every single day who I am. I am learning every single day how to heal. I am learning every single day, you know, new things about myself, like understanding who I am, understanding what I've gone through and accepting that that's okay. No matter what I've done, I've got guilt, I've got shame, I've done things in my life that I'm sure as hell not impressed, like whatever. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, and it's okay to be like with that. And when you become aware of um those thoughts and those feelings, like, sorry, I just kind of got off track there a little bit. When you start to become aware, it might feel uncomfortable at first, absolutely, because this feeling, this shame, this guilt, this whatever it is that you're hanging on to, it's going to feel really shitty when you acknowledge it and when you and sit with it for a few minutes and be like, okay, yeah, I really did this, or I really said this, and man, like, I feel bad. But you know you don't have to feel guilty. You don't have to have that feeling. It's such a, I don't know why all of a sudden I'm having a hard time saying anything. um but you don't, it just, I don't understand. I think I'm going to be honest. Okay, so part of this challenge is your intuition, and I think this is my intuition telling me, Bonnie, saves them, saves them, don't get too deep. This is just like a get you kind of understanding a little bit of what's going on. But anyways, you deserve your life to be where you want it to be. You deserve to be happy for you. You deserve to say no. You deserve to set boundaries. You deserve to love yourself. It's going to be uncomfortable because becoming aware, understanding where you fucked up with yourself, okay? Accepting that. Accepting that you made a mistake and that it takes you to let that mistake go, and it takes you to do the healing and the growing. Okay? You have to become open to this. You have to become open to accepting. You have to become open to receive the messages that come through, because this challenge is also going to be about opening up your intuition. Like, I love to read tarot. Before I'm done this video, I feel drawn all of a sudden to read a card. But you deserve your life. You deserve the rest of your life to go the way you design it. You've already designed your life. Actually, I'm not gonna say that, but I am. You've already created. You've already written half of the book. Okay, so now this story, this chapter, this part of yourself that sees that all of what you did then, it's kind of like led you to a place of feeling like there's something more. There's more to than just doing for everybody else, and this more is doing for you. Okay, these next chapters, you're writing them for you. And I don't know. It's a beautiful feeling to know. It's a beautiful feeling when you can actually, and it just takes a small thing. Okay? Just one small step. One change, one step out of the box, one do something that you wouldn't normally do because it might piss somebody else off, or they may not agree with what it is that you're doing, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. But that one small step is going to make you feel so good. You're going to be like, oh my God, like, I feel fantastic about this. Like, I'm so glad. Yes, you're going to feel a little guilty at first, but then you're going to say to yourself, no, no. Why should I feel guilty? Do you think they would feel guilty about saying no to me if they didn't want to? There's a good chance they may, and there's a good chance they may not. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's one thing that I'm learning right now, is that it doesn't matter what other people have to say. Before, I would always be like, I want to know, and I'd be like, right, get into that, like, get right in your face and be like, what's your problem? You know, I'm still that person, but I'm not that person anymore. Or, well, no, I'm not. And I understand that those people that have something to say, those people that have an opinion, those people that want to attack you because of the choices they got their own problems, and I don't need to have that energy, and neither do you. And it's so, like, because for so long we're like, our bodies are like sponges. So like when we have auras, okay, so we have auras around us, we have chakras in our body. So for so long we've allowed all of these people to come through, this negative energy, this toxic energy, this, even from yourself, you're allowing it to come through, so it creates holes in your aura, and also from out. But and it really starts to deplete you. And when you start to say no for you, that starts building your aura back up. That starts building the layers of protection of your energy, of who you are. And it becomes an amazing feeling. So over these 3 days, through this challenge, it's going to be about, just that, understanding who you are, seeing who you are, making the small steps, doing the little things first. To take the little things are going to bring you the biggest reward. And I had heard that before, and I never really understood. I never understood it because I never truly felt it. And I'm sorry you're going to hear my dog bark, but she voices, and that's just the way it goes. Give me 1 second, and I will shut the door. Okay, so I shut the door. You're still gonna hear her, but not as bad. So, anyways, I'm really, really looking forward to this 3-day challenge. I'm, as you know, especially if you're in my group, I have done these before, and it's been like, I'm so nervous, but I don't want to be nervous anymore. I don't want to be unsure of myself, because I know that what I'm sharing with people is there to help. It's there to guide you towards listening to who you are and what it is that you want, your desires, your life, your want, your next chapter in life. Like, I want women to know that they don't, like, women, girls, men, I don't know, like, I do, but I'm more so geared towards women, probably because, I'm a woman myself. But there is healing's possible. I couldn't say that, like, it's possible. It's, I have to say, um, it's an everyday struggle, but it's a good struggle. You are going to be faced with so many things in life, but this next chapter, this next story, when those challenges come up, you're going to start facing them from a different set of eyes, a different person, a person that is truly aligned with who they are and what it is that they want. Yes, you are going to have difficult times. Yes, you are going to be faced with struggles, but understanding, coming back, and no longer suppressing yourself allows you to make better choices, better decisions, to look at everything from a new lens. And it's difficult. It really truly is. It's not easy, because sometimes we have to let people go. Sometimes we have to quit our job. There are so many things that create the fear around taking the step towards what we want, that it just keeps us held back, because we're afraid of the unknown. And the thing that I have really started to experience for myself is the unknown is okay. You don't need to know everything, because believe me, I am somebody who needs to know everything. You got something to say? I want to know. I want to know. I'm nosy. I'm nosy. I always tell myself I'm nosy. But I've just, I don't know. It's a part of ourselves that deserves to move forward, because there are so many things that we could be experiencing that we want, that we desire. If it's love, if it's money, if it's, new hair, I don't know. But whatever it is that we're desiring, when we take that scary step forward and say, fuck the challenge, fuck the boundaries, you know what? I know. So say you're leaving, like, I know that this is going to be scary. This person has been in my life for so long, and it's my whole life is revolved around them. And that is the problem. We revolve ourselves around people. We don't need to revolve ourselves around people or situations, jobs. That's not who we are. We are what we want. We are our desires. We are our wants. And when we learn to accept that we don't need to deal with certain things anymore, you really start to look at life from a different, like, I don't know. I don't want to babble. So anyways, we'll get into that more, obviously, when we get into the challenge. But I want to read a card. I was feeling the need to read. Let's take the soul helper. She's right here. I haven't been doing this very much, which I'm not sure, but I've been thinking about doing some live videos. It's kind of hard to do lives, though, I'm gonna be honest, because when I read the cards, I like to read the cards. I don't want to rush. And when you're doing lives, it's like you're rushing and you're missing people, and I don't want to miss people. So maybe what I'll do is comment, read, or something under this video, or join. Actually, you know what? I think this is something I'll put into the 3-day challenge instead. So you join my 3-day challenge, and I will go live, but I will have everybody's name, and I will do a personal reading. I don't know how many cards, maybe 1, maybe 3, I don't know, but I'll do a personal reading for each and every person that joins the 3-day challenge. I'll do it live. Now I'm not sure of times yet, because I do have a full-time job, but I do fortunately have a little bit of space in those days. So, but anyways, that's what I'm going to do. Anybody who joins the challenge, and I will write your name down, and we will do, I don't know if we'll do lives every day, which maybe we'll do it first, maybe we'll do it third, I don't know, but we'll get them in there. Okay, so let's see. The time of guilt and shame ends now, right? Like, forgive yourself and begin to love you just as you are. You have been through many things. The problem is you're looking at what was upsetting you. You've been looking at the guilt. You've been living in the guilt. You've been living in the shame. You haven't lifted your head up. But if you're here, you're lifting it. It's like you've just kind of been stuck in this place. You're tired. You're ready. You want to let this stuff go. You don't want to hang on to this anymore, because you're understanding, you're feeling how it's dragging you down. Re-energize in the natural world. Oh, I got an ant. Oh. Let your inner hunter or huntress take rest. Okay, maybe this was for me because I went fishing this morning. And I was getting so annoyed. I could literally see the fish surfacing the water, taking the bugs, and they were not biting. And I was getting so mad. I'm like, oh, I know you're in there. And I could feel myself going, Bonnie, just enjoy where you are. Don't worry about chasing after this fish, because I know, because I've experienced it before, when I just experience and just go la-di-da, just get in my own little world, the fish bite. And when I try to get to that level, and I'm kind of pretending, it's like they don't bite. So this is taking the time to enjoy. You don't have to go after everything all at once. When you are taking the time to sit back and enjoy the outside nature, whatever it is that brings peace to you, that's when things start to come forward. That's when the magic starts to, that's when the magic starts. That's when the biting starts. That's when the fish, like, all of a sudden they're turned right on because you don't pay attention. You're not putting that energy through that pole into that line of bite, 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 bite. You're just letting it be. And that's what this card is telling us. It just says, let it be. I just need to see what time it is. Sorry. I have a client. Okay, feel the power of your blood and your ancestors. You are not alone. You are not alone. Okay? You have experienced a lot of things, and it's not hard to explain, but it's kind of hard to explain how we actually have learned and experienced through them. So I feel for some that maybe there's a passed on loved one that's been coming through to you in maybe dreams, or possibly you've heard their voice speaking to you. You're not crazy. You probably, they probably are reaching out to you and speaking to you. You've asked something, you've wanted some kind of information, and now you've been in this moment of silence, and all of a sudden this person comes in and says something to you. That's your guides, okay? They're telling you to listen because you're not alone. You know, just because the person isn't here in physical body, it doesn't mean that you still don't experience them on a spiritual level. And I feel that the messages that you're going to be receiving are ones that are going to make you feel comfortable and know that regardless as to what the decisions are that you make, you're not alone. It might seem like you're alone because you're one person, like as it maybe you're leaving a relationship, but you're not. There's always somebody there helping you, guiding you, answering the questions, being 100% truthful with you. And when you listen to them, they will guide you towards the place that you need to be. Sorry about my dog. So the time is right. Seize the day and make progress on your soul path. It's time for you to start living for you. It's time to let go of the suppression. It's time to allow your desires to be fulfilled. Like, what better time than now? Really, honestly. Like, I feel that everything is starting to, people are changing, you know, they're starting to realize that it's not, it doesn't, you don't have to stay in something that doesn't make you happy. And it's so difficult. Or even if you are experiencing upset in your relationship, maybe it's time to take a step back and even look at them from a different perspective. Maybe you've been sitting in defensive mode, fight or flight, for so long that you haven't actually sat back in compassion for this person and thought about what's going on with them as well. You know, because they are human too, and they've experienced lives before us. You know, they have their own traumas, they have their own triggers. We don't know what's going on with them, especially when we're living in our own triggers and our own sadness and our own guilt from whatever we've experienced. So, yeah, they're saying that the time is now. It's time for you to start listening to your guides and follow what it is that you truly want. If you want things to work, they're going to work, or at least they're going to work to the best of your ability. And you can't force somebody to do something. You can't force another person to change. You have to be the one that changes. You have to be the one that decides that you're no longer going to act a certain way. You're no longer going to react. You're going to be proactive. So that's part of Kabbalah. And I am going to throw a little bit of that in there as well, because I feel that Kabbalah is really a great spirituality tool to learn to understand that we're normal. Okay, this is okay. This moving forward. These things that we're experiencing are coming for a reason. Okay. Life isn't meant to be difficult. Actually, I don't want to say that. Life is meant to be difficult, and it's meant to be difficult so that you can learn from it. So you can experience something that's not good for you and learn how to get out of that. So that if that experience ever comes to you again, you can look at it and be like, no, I've been through this. I've done that. I'm going to move past this. Instead of it feeling comfortable and safe, it's going to be a red flag. So anyways, I'm gonna cut her off here. If you made it to the end of this video, I really truly appreciate it. Don't forget to, I will put the link in the comments of this video because yeah, it's a group. Okay, so it's a private group. I'll put the link to it in the bottom. And if you join, like I said, I will write your name down and I will give you a personal read, a live read throughout the challenge. Like I said, not sure what days, but yeah, I'm going to start adding some more content for those of you that are already in the group. I'm going to start adding more content just to kind of give you a little bit of an idea of what's coming up, or even to start preparing you, you know, like to start asking yourself some questions. I really do ask that you journal throughout this challenge, because journaling is going to be like so releasing. Okay, it's a place where you can put things. If you feel that you're afraid to write a journal because somebody may read it, keep it in your purse, put it in your car, you know, like I want this to be an experience where you can really get deep with yourself and really be honest with what you want and what you don't want. So maybe that's a good first thing to start thinking about, is what is it that you're suppressing? What desire do you really want? What is it that you have been avoiding for so long because of fear of what others may say, of opinions, or fear of not being able to do it? I really want you to maybe start journaling about that. You know, start thinking about those questions. And if you do have any questions, actually, in the group, once you're in, please, by all means, go ahead, share. Write. If you feel like, okay, so if you can't journal, or if you don't, you know, if you feel like putting that into a post and sharing it with the group, the group is as far as it's going to go. And for the majority of you, I'm probably going to guess a lot of you don't know who you are anyways. So it's not like you're writing to your best friend or your mother or whatever. Maybe you might be, but there's a good chance that, you know, this is sharing, but it's really like sharing to a very private place. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for sticking out to the end of this video. I truly appreciate it. And I am looking forward to doing this challenge with you. Not only for myself, but also for you. And I want to wish you guys a very, 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 very Merry Christmas. Yeah, no, you guys have a blessed day. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I'm really looking forward to this. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.